Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, good afternoon. Okay, thank you so much for opportunity to give me. Firstly, I would like to introduce myself and this group. I'm Rahmatia, and I'm the first presentation to this topic, and the topic is collecting quantitative data. Okay, the first material about definition and purpose. Survey research involve collecting data to test hypotheses or to answer questions about people's opinion on same topic or issue. A survey is an instrument to collecting data that describe one or more characteristic of a specific population. Okay, for example, uh, researchers might ask teacher with 1 to 3 years or experience a series of questions to try to gather information about the aspect of the professions that new teacher find most challenging. Survey research can be used to gather information about graphic, beliefs, attitudes, behavior, and demographic. Composition in a consensus survey research attempt to argue information from a way member of a population. Census surveys are usually conducted when a population is relatively small and really accessible. Next, survey research design. Survey studies generally come in one of two designs. There is cross-sectional studies and longitudinal studies. Cross-sectional studies is one in which data are collected from selected individuals at a single point in time. So, it is a single, stand-alone study. Cross-sectional designs are effective for providing a snapshot of the current behavior, attitudes, and longitudinal surveys. In a longitudinal survey study, data are collected at 2 or more times. The survey are extremely useful for studying the dynamics of a topic or issue over time. The differ in how researchers samples the populations and administers the survey. Okay, the first, a trend survey examines change over time in a particular population, defined by some particular trait or traits, such as for grains, 20 years old or female from California who are currently graduations from high school and who are valedictorians of their class. The second in-cohort survey involves one population selected at the particular time period. For example, female valedictorians of 2005, the first class to graduate after having spent 4 years of high school under the No Child Left Behind legislation, but multiple samples taken at surveyed at different points in time. The third, a follow-up address development or change in a previously studied population. Sometime after the original survey was given. For example, a research who wanted to study female valedictions in California. A number of years after that the original study was concluded, would identify individuals who had uh, participants participated in the original study and surveyed them again to examine change in the attitudes, behavior, or beliefs. Okay, conducting survey research. Survey research requires the collection of standardized, quantitative information from all members or of a sample. Okay, how they do survey research? This will be explained to the next speaker. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Wilda Arlianti and I will to presenting about the next material in research. Okay, conducting a questionnaire study. The steps in conducting a questionnaire study are essentially the same as for other types of research, although data collection involves some unique consideration. Number one, stating the problem. The problem or topic studied and the context of the questionnaire must be of sufficient significance, but to motivate potential respondents to respond and to justify the research effort in the first place. Questionnaires dealing with trivial issues such as the color of pencil preferred by fifth graders or the make of car favored by teachers usually end up in potential respondents' curricular files. In defining the topic, the research should set specific objective indicating the kind of information needed. Number two is construction the questionnaire. Development of a valid questionnaire requires both skill and time. As a general guideline, a questionnaire should be attractive, brave, and easy to respond to. Respondents are turned off by sloppy, clouded, misspelled, and lengthy questionnaires. To each question, turning people off is certainly to each question, not to way to get them to respond. To meet this winner, you must carefully plan both the content and the format of the questionnaire. No item should be included that does not directly relate to type. Items should be used if possible. It is easier to respond by clicking a letter or word than by reading a loudly response. Identifying sub areas of the research topic can greatly help in developing the questionnaire. For example, the four areas our superintendent identified could make up to 4 section or questionnaire. Number 3, pilot testing the questionnaire. Before this distribution the questionnaire to participants, try it out in a pilot study. A few things are more disconcerting and engineering to a survey than sending out a questionnaire only to discover that participants didn't understand the direction of many of the questions. Pilot testing the questions money provides information about deficiencies and suggestions for improvement. Having there or For individual complex, the questionnaire. Okay, number 4 is preparing a cover letter. Every mail and email questionnaire must be accompanied by a cover letter that explains what is being asked of the respondents and why. The letter should be brief, neat, and if at all possible, addressed to a specific person. Database management computer program can assist you with the core of personalizing your letter. The cover letter should explain the purpose of the study, emphasizing its important and significant. Give the respondents a good reason for your thesis or dissertation is not a good reason. Good reason relate to how the data will help the respondents and the field in general. Okay, the next material is administering the questionnaire. Selective participants. Survey participants should be selected using an appropriate sampling technique, although simple, primarily desk of a few potential respondents to determine their receptivity. Number 1, describing the questionnaire. An important decisions faced by all is concluding follow-up activities. Despite your best effort, not everyone to whom you send a questionnaire is going to return it. Some recipients will have no intention of completing it. Others mean to complete it but put it off so long that they either forget or lose. It is mainly for this latter group then follow-up activities are conducted. The higher your percentage or return questionnaires, the better your study. Although you should not expect a 100% response rate, you should not be satisfied with whether your get after your first mailing. Giving all the work you have already done, it makes no sense to end up with a study of limited value because of low return when some additional effort on your part can make a big difference.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Nurhida Moralta Umar and the third speaker. Then I will continue the discussion from the second speaker, Wilda Arlianti, namely administering the questionnaire. Next, the fourth rule of thumb, survey response rate. The rule for a survey response rate based on a good sample is 50%. Anything above 50% will increase confidence when we talk about findings that can be generalized to the population from which the sample will be developed. And next 5, dealing with non-response. The usual approach to dealing with non-respondents is to try determine whether they differ from respondents in some systematic way. This determination can be made by randomly selecting a small sample of non-respondents and interview them, either in person or by telephone. This technique allows not only to collect demographic information to determine whether non-respondents are similar to respondents, but also to obtain more questionnaire items. Next is 6, tabulating questionnaire response. An easy way to tabulate questionnaire response is to ask participant to mark response to close-ended question on a scannable answer sheet. This involves finding a scanner and possibly paying a fee to scan the questionnaire. If a scannable answer sheet is not an option, then each respondent's answer shall be entered individually into a computer spreadsheet like Excel or a statistical program or SPSS or statistical page cake for the social science, and to mark an answer clearly so data can be entered quickly, without having to search for information. And the seventh is analyzing result. When presenting the result of a questionnaire study, we must include the total sample size and the percentage of overall returns, along with the response rate for each item, because not all respondents will answer all questions. The simple way to present the result is to show the percentage of respondents who chose each alternative for each item. Like in item 4, relating to possession of a master degree, 50% said yes, 30% said no, and 20% said they were working. Individuals who are comfortable using the internet can find a variety of web-based online survey tools to support the design and analysis of survey research instruments. The next is example of quantitative. The first is population. Population using the state public school directory for each of southern states. Each school district within each state is numbered. Guess table of random numbers in 1996 was used to identify 10 schools from each state. The principal of each selected school was contacted and asked for information from the teacher who teach reading K6. Principal randomly contact 10 teachers who teach reading at their school and obtained their participation in filling out a survey. The second is instrumentation. The survey instrument consisted of 4-point Likert scale items ranging from strongly disagree to strongly agree. Likert scale items fall into two categories: professional development and reading material. The professional development items focus on a description of state literacy initiatives provisioned by school district to provide professional development opportunities and professional development opportunities provided by the state. The third is procedure. 1,000 surveys were sent to participating teachers in South states. An information packet is sent to the principal of each school identified from a random sample. A cover letter and a copy of the survey instrument are included in each package. If the principal approves the participation of his or her faculty in the research, the principal then distributes the survey instrument to teaching reading. Teachers must complete the survey independently and returns the self-addressed and stamped survey. Okay, I think that's all I can say. Thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.